We are roughly 36 hours out from the marathon. Packing everything up right now, getting everything put together, and getting that pre-race marathon jitter going on, but also super excited. So it's Thursday night. The race is Saturday morning. We're still in Dallas right now. We say hello to Rue. She's investigating my race day outfit. So just check the weather. It's going to be high 40s when we start, low 50s when we finish. So that's about what I expected. Might be a little bit chilly when we get started running, so we'll heat up as we go. My plan was to go to Goodwill and get some super cheap sweatpants and sweatshirt so that I could wear it to the start line and then just kind of chunk it. But I haven't done that yet. I don't think I'm going to have time to do that tomorrow because I have work. And then as soon as work ends, I'm going to the airport. And then as soon as I get into Denver, the goal is going to be trying to get to bed as soon as we can. Because we are indeed going to have to wake up at around 2:30. I have to be at the bus at 4 a.m. It's a 30-minute Uber. And I want to eat a little bit something before. I might be able to push a 3 a.m. wake up. We'll see. I also don't want to miss the bus because the bus is going to leave to go to the starting line, and there's no other way to get there. So if I miss the bus, I might be screwed. So we're not going to miss the bus. And I have to pick up my race bib. So it's a lot of info, I know. But getting packed up now, super excited. And yeah, I guess next time when I check back in, we'll be getting on the plane and heading to Denver. So it's going to be a fun race. It's going to be a challenging race, and we'll see how it goes. So I'll catch you on the flight. We are riding the world's longest escalator. The flight was delayed 3 hours. It's 10 p.m. Actually, it's 9 p.m. Trying to stay positive. Okay, little update night before the race. We have everything laid out, kind of in a pile. Have the nutrition here as well. Got the Goodwill crappy outerwear sweatshirt, so I'm not freezing. But unfortunately, my flight was delayed 3 hours, so it's just definitely 11 o'clock right now when I was supposed to get in probably at 6. So we didn't factor in the loss of sleep time. Uber is getting here at 3:15. So best case scenario, we're going to be able to sleep from 11 to 3 if I just decide to wake up and then only get dressed and just get straight in that Uber. So it's a tentative plan, I think. So going to run a marathon with no sleep, so we'll see how that goes. And I'll see y'all in the morning.
Okay? So, first thought to think about, turning those gear back. When you do
There's just definitely snow on the ground. About 30 minutes out. It's 40 degrees up here. Ready to roll.
going down. We're going down in elevation. Yes.
Miles in, 1 hour 36 minutes, cruising at 7:45 pace, feeling good. But I've been hearing the back half of this course is where it heats up, so keep chugging. Heart rate's been around, I'd say 160 to 165. On the uphills,
175. So just hoping that I can sustain quads. I feel them, but not too bad. So we're rock and rolling. 21.44. Fell off from the 330 group, and we're feeling it. Legs are toast. It's getting hot now. I'm just making excuses at this point, but I'm in that pain cave. I'm gonna try to pull our way out. We got like 4.5 more miles. Here we go. 23.74. We've started a series of a walk run. And your boy's down bad. Help. We're just trying to finish at this point. But check out this freaking scenery. I mean, can't be too mad. It's freaking beautiful out here. Whew.
Did you pay?
Okay, so I'm back home now. I realized I didn't really wrap up the rest of this video. So my friends picked me up after the race and we went and did a little tour around Denver, and then came back home the next day. Honestly, right after the race, I felt like I was dead pretty much. So it took me 30 minutes to hang out. I went and sat in the leg massagers, and then just hung out around the race camp for like 30 minutes. And then the rest of the day felt pretty good. Took a nap as well, so I was definitely tired midday. But overall, all things considered, not too bad. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a race recap of looking at my paces and looking at the data. So I'll put that on the screen. Total, it was 8:23 minute per mile pace. We were at 3 hours, 39 minutes, 26 seconds, so just under 340. That was obviously the goal there, trying to get under 340. And then looking at like heart rate, my average heart rate was 163 throughout. Max heart rate was 175. So kind of about where I expected it to be. And then you can look at the total ascent and descent of the race. So we started at 10,500 feet, ended at 5,800 feet. So we lost 5,000 feet of elevation, gained 335 feet. So it was strictly downhill. There was a couple of bigger hills throughout the race, and I guess that was 335 feet, but it felt like a lot in the moment because you run downhill for 10 miles straight and then you go uphill and it feels a lot harder than it probably is. But yeah, it was definitely a downhill race. My legs felt good until towards the end, but I mean, the quad started to feel it definitely that last 6 miles. But overall, that was the total ascent and descent. And then looking at the mile splits, so definitely came out, my overall strategy, I went and found the 330 group, the 330 pacer, and I hung out with them until mile like 20. And then once mile 20 hit, A, I had to use the bathroom, so I went into the porta potty real quick, used the bathroom. B, I just knew I wasn't gonna be able to hold that for the last 6 miles, so I was like, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, reset, and keep going. But the first 19, 20 miles, we were like between a 7:27 and 8:15 pace, pretty much holding sub 8 for a lot of it. And then you can see mile 20, we got to 9:21 minute per mile pace. Mile 21 was 8:50, and then mile 22, 23, and 24 were the heavy hitters, with the 10:24, 10:28, and 10:25. So that was when I was battling hard to keep going and doing a little bit of run walk. And then at mile like 24.2, I looked and saw that I was at like 3 hours and 15 minutes or somewhere in that range. And I just knew, all right, if I run 2 sub 10 minute miles, I'll be sub 340. So that was the last 2 mile approach, head down, just gutted it through. So mile 25 was 9:43, and then mile 26 was 8:54. And so those were some purely gutted out last few miles. But overall, it was a fun race. There's a lot more people there than I thought there was going to be. When I got there at 3:30 or 4, whenever it was, there was like 30 buses lined up, just running people up the mountain. So it was a pretty big race, and it was the last year that they were doing it. So it was fun, definitely beautiful scenery. And so had a good time, and yeah, that's that. Now, for the back half of this year, I'm probably gonna shift a little bit. So I think I need to fully decide, but I think I'm gonna do kind of an 8-week lift focus here throughout the summer. And then High Rocks is coming back in November, so I will be doing that, a little bit more circuit-based training. And then I'm planning on running the St. Jude, either half marathon or marathon at the end of the year. So might document some of that, but it was fun to take some videos throughout the marathon training. So that is all we have. And thanks for joining along.